And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Granville Central School, the home of the Golden Horde, as tonight MYVT Media Sports brings you Adirondack League girls basketball. It's the rivalry matchup between the local crosstown rivals, so to speak, the Whitehall Railroaders and the homestanding Golden Horde of Granville. Tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, where we broadcast from each and every game. Scarlotta's Car Hop on Quaker Street in Granville. Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville. Maplewood Ice of Whitehall. Skeene Valley Country Club of Whitehall. Pine Grove Motel of Granville. Barlow Electric Company of Granville. And Lake Champlain Coal Company of Whitehall, sponsors of the Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game. And this is a big game here early in the season. You know, I was talking to Coach Kevin Nassavera, the boys coach at Fort Ann, a few nights ago over there when they took on Whitehall, and he said league play really starts after the Christmas break. Yes, you might have a league game or two under your belt before the break, but it really starts to get down to business and get serious after the Christmas break. And well, folks, here we are. It is the first week of Adirondack League competition after the holidays, and it's going to be over in a hurry. The season's going to streak right by from this point. We'll step away now for our national anthem here. That's our national anthem. Now we'll have our starting lineups. Granville started the season red hot, hotter than I've ever seen the Granville girls team in recent memory start. Oh, we're going to have the alma mater. Hold that thought. Okay, the Granville cheerleaders there with the alma mater. And as I said, Granville got off to the best start in recent memory. They were 6-0 to start the season, and they come in here tonight on a 3-game losing skid. But I was just talking to Gabby Hunt, the athletic director, and they lost those games to pretty darn good basketball teams. They lost down in the Argyle Holiday Showcase to a very good team, Harrisville, out of Section 5. And then they lost to Fairhaven, a top team, a state championship contender in Vermont. And then they lost to Lake George, who, along with Corinth, seem to be the top two teams to beat right now, along with Whitehall in that mix, too, here in the Adirondack League. But, right now they're both unbeaten in the league, Lake George and Corinth. And so 6-0 start, 3 losses in a row for the Golden Horde, but 3 losses against very, very high-level competition. Granville, this is a big game for them. You want to get off that losing streak here tonight. So we'll see how it pans out for them here. Whitehall comes in with an overall record of 4-3, and I was picking on their head coach, Boyd Hunt, earlier tonight. As I was saying, we were talking about the brutal schedule you guys play. besides the league, they played Hoosick Falls, they played Waterford Half Moon, they played Cohoes, they've played Mayfield, they've played some very tough competition. They have one league loss, that was to Lake George, and overall their losses at this point are to Mayfield, who's a very, very good team. We actually had that game here on MYVT Media Sports, and then also lost to Cohoes about a week ago, and that's a game that they could have won, maybe should have won. They led that game big in the fourth quarter by 6 or 8 points, and saw Cohoes come flying back to win it late in that contest. So a big game here. Both teams with one loss in the league. Both teams coming in off of losses. Granville trying to snap a 3-game losing skid after that 6-0 start. So it's a big game, not to mention the rivalry is not what it once was. You know, they're merged for so many sports now, merged for football, merged for wrestling, and cross country. But, you know, still, they're close. They know each other, and they see each other all the time. And it's a big game. Whitehall starting 5, Mia Waters, Marissa Eggleston, Chloe Paddock, Lev Berge, and Cheyenne Holman. For Granville, it's going to be Melanie Fisher on the court with Ella Olson, Claire Gould. Also on the floor for the Golden Horde is Paige Taylor and Mackenzie Martell. That's your starting 5. Whitehall's coached by Boyd Hunt. Granville is coached by Keith Beatty, and a turnover on the first possession here for the Railroaders, just underway here in this big Adirondack League girls basketball matchup. Here's Martell. Martell finds Gould, stands and looks, man-to-man here for the Railroaders. They find Paige over on the wing. She's going to let it go. And Paige Taylor's shot was off the mark. And so both teams with empty trips, their first possession. Full court pressure here by the Golden Horde. They get the steal. Here's Fisher. Leaves it for Martell. Her shot up and no good. Rebound comes down to Lev Berge. No score, just about a minute in here in Granville. Here's Marissa Eggleston. We'll see her cousins, Aurora and Aria, off the bench as well. A trio of Egglestons on this team. Here's Holman. 10 on the shot clock. Waters stands and looks. Holman, pretty effective three-point shooter, as is Eggleston. 5 on the shot clock. Fisher got her hands on that one. 2 on the shot clock. And it's going to be a shot clock violation by the Golden Horde. And that's something you typically see out of Whitehall, as they are masterful defensively. And we expect a low-scoring game here tonight. Whitehall, a very strong defensive team, and Granville and Whitehall both sometimes struggle to score the basketball. Here's Martell, gets a screen from Olson. Looks inside for Fisher. Gould ends up with it. The pass was off the mark, and Gould traveled. I remember a game last year that was billed as one of the big showdowns of the Adirondack League season, as it's thrown down court deep by Eggleston to Holman, and a whistle and a foul. But it was Whitehall taking on Corinth. I think they were both undefeated in the league at the time, and the game was like 5-3 at halftime. It was one of the lowest scoring games. I think it was the lowest scoring game I've ever seen. And if you're Boyd Hunt, he was probably saying, I love it. This is the kind of game he likes. Here's Waters, going to let it go from the wing for 3. Got it. Mia Waters with the left elbow jumper for 3, and it's 3-0 Railroaders. 2 minutes in, we get our first points. Here's Martell. Martell for Taylor. Her and Waters get tied up. Possession arrow is going to favor the Golden Horde. They'll put it in play right in front of the Whitehall bench. It'll be Claire Gould. No, it won't. It'll be Mackenzie Martell who will put it in play for Granville. They're going to run it on the baseline, and Berge read it like a book. Comes over and knocks it away. It'll stay Golden Horde ball. And once again, it's going to be Mackenzie Martell that'll put it in play for Granville. They'll try to lob it in for Olson. They go cross court, and it looks like they threw that away. I don't believe it was touched. And it's going to be Whitehall right back over at the scene of the crime over here, as nobody touched that ball. Eggleston's going to put it in play. Marissa Eggleston tries to throw it in the middle, and it's knocked away. Loose ball, scramble for it. Fisher had it. Hot potato, tried to get it to Mackenzie Martell, but Whitehall with it here. Here's Eggleston, a little toss and catch. They're swinging around the outside of this 3-2 zone. On the attack is Holman. She's pretty good going to the basket. Berge up on the glass and good. Nice job by Cheyenne Holman breaking down the defense there and finding Lev Berge for the bucket. It's 5-0. Taylor, now Fisher. Taylor drives the baseline up off the glass. Count it. She's going to go to the line looking for the three-point play. Good, strong drive by Paige Taylor to get Granville on the board. Taylor, one of the better players in the Adirondack League. And does not get the roll on that free throw. Berge with the rebound, and Eggleston's going to bring it up for Whitehall. A three-point lead, approaching 5 minutes to play, opening quarter. High post for Paddock, down low, Berge, and a whistle and a foul, and that's going to be on Paige Taylor. And so to the line is going to go Lev Berge. And the first shot by Berge rolls around and comes out. As I said, both these teams have played tough competition outside the league, which should have them in good shape for league play. Ella Olson with the rebound, the outlet for Paige Taylor. 5 minutes to go, opening quarter, a three-point lead for the Railroaders. Here's Martell. Her pass off the mark, and it's going to be last touched by Melanie Fisher. It's going to be Whitehall ball, and right into this full court pressure come the Golden Horde. They've given Whitehall a little bit of trouble with it here. Waters throws over the top, but well read on that back part of the press, and now saving it. Good hustle there by Gould. And Gould with those quick hands. And another turnover. There might be more turnovers than points right here in this first quarter right now if I looked at the stat sheet. Both teams very nervous. Both teams throwing the ball around. .434 to go, opening quarter, 5-2 Railroaders. They'll put it in play. On the other side of the court at half court, Waters to Eggleston. Little toss and catch now with Cheyenne Holman and Eggleston. Here's Waters. She hit one from that spot earlier. Now Paddock. Holman, good ball movement, decides to put it on the floor, go on the attack, and is going to leave it off for Berge, and Berge gets the bucket. So Cheyenne Holman doing a great job of breaking down the defense, and twice now she's found Levin Berge for buckets inside. It's 7-2. We reach the midpoint of the opening quarter. Here's Fisher, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound, Berge. Berge down court for Holman. Holman. Now Eggleston gets them in their offense. Here's Eggleston. Good ball movement by the Railroaders. Nice dump inside. Berge put it on the floor, and a whistle and a foul. Obviously, Coach Hunt with a concerted effort here to get the ball inside. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. Granville's going to have a substitution after the timeout. That's Brooklyn Sears who's going to check in. Tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years. Voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family owned and operated, focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, our sponsor of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, where we broadcast all of our sporting events from here on NYVT Media Sports. 3:42 to go. As I said, Brooklyn Sears is checked in for Granville. Same lineup hitting the floor here for the Railroaders. A 5-point lead for Whitehall. Eggleston will put it in play. Comes inside for Berge and a whistle and a foul. And they definitely are trying to get Berge off to a fast start in this game, and they've been successful at doing that. And the foul is on Claire Gould. That's not. They just switched it on the board. It's on Mackenzie Martell. Second on Martell. And the first shot is good from Berge. And Granville's going to be going to their bench here with Lily Olson checking in. That one no good. Rebound, Ella Olson. The outlet here for Taylor. Taylor's going to bring it up across the timeline. Her team down 6. 3.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Here's Fisher. Kicks it out. Martell. Taylor. Fisher. Surrounded by Railroaders. Held ball. And the possession arrow favors Whitehall. So there's Lily Olson coming in. Replacing Fisher. Full court pressure here. They get it into Berge. Berge right back for Marissa Eggleston. 6-point lead for the Railroaders, approaching 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Here's Eggleston back and forth with Waters. Here's Holman. They look inside. They're really trying to get it into Berge. Here's Berge. Nice move up off the glass and good. Beautiful move by Lev Berge. And she's got, I think, 7 of those 10 points up there on the board. 3 points on the Mia Waters three-pointer. So Berge off to a fast start. You can tell that that's part of the game plan of Coach Hunt, and that's to get it in for Berge. Lily Olson plays it in for Martell. Now Lily Olson. Martell between the circles. Wanted to go high post for Olson, throws it away. Here come the Railroaders with Holman. Holman finds Eggleston. Baseline. They go down low for Paddock, but it's knocked away by Taylor. Putting in play will be Marissa Eggleston with 2:40 to go in the quarter. Gets it in for Paddock, finds Berge. Berge back out to Paddock, baseline jumper, no good. And the rebound comes to Lily Olson. Granville looking to get some more points on the board here. Off to a slow start offensively, as often teams are against this Whitehall defense. Not unusual to see them shutting teams down like this. Here's Taylor, baseline jumper. Waters might have got a piece of that. Berge runs it down, finds Eggleston. Here's Eggleston looking to push. Cross court. Holman, 3, no good. Long rebound comes out to Mackenzie Martell with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Here's Martell. Now Lily Olson down low for Taylor. Taylor goes to work, muscles her way in against Mia Waters and puts it up and good. Taylor's got all 4 for Granville. That seems to be a matchup they can take advantage of, putting her down low in the post against Waters. We'll see if we see more of that as the game goes on here. Here's Eggleston, 18 on the shot clock. They reset the offense. Holman, Waters, good ball movement. Paddock, baseline jumper, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Sears. Sears is now going to leave it for Paige Taylor. We approach a minute to go in the quarter. Taylor brings it up, finds Lily Olson, goes to Sears. Here's Mackenzie Martell. Finds Taylor. Good ball movement. Lily Olson, jumper. Good! Excellent ball movement by the Golden Horde. And Lily Olson makes it pay off with a jumper, and suddenly it's back to a 4-point game. But at the other end, Berge. Beautiful execution of the press break that time by the Railroaders, and Berge makes them pay. You always say the way to get a team to stop pressing is make them pay by scoring off the back of the press. Here's Ella Olson as it stripped away from Waters. Down court. Eggleston stops, pops, no good. Kept alive by Paddock, but Lily Olson had it. Paddock stripped it away from behind. Loose ball, 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Martell. Martell finds Lily Olson. Jumper up, no good. Martell the rebound up and got the roll. Good work on the offensive boards by Mackenzie Martell. It's back to a 4-point game. 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Paddock, the runner, and she got it for 3. Chloe Paddock with a momentum-building shot at the buzzer for 3. And at the end of the first quarter here in Granville, it is Whitehall 15, Granville 8. This is Adirondack League Basketball on NYVT Media Sports, brought to you by Scarlotta's Car Hop of Granville. Scarlotta's Car Hop, located at 45 Quaker Street, Granville, New York, serving breakfast and lunch till spring. Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. Call in your order for pickup. 518-642-2445. Should have been come in or call in your order for pickup. Scarlotta's Car Hop, 45 Quaker Street, Granville, New York. Get that great Scarlotta's food and ice cream all year long right now. Fred's Granville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, dedicated to the unique community they've served since 2015. In the Big Lots Plaza in Granville, call 518-642-3733 for Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville, New York. Glad to have Scarlotta's and Fred's Granville Pharmacy aboard with us once again for high school basketball. Second quarter, 7-point lead for the Railroaders. Aria and Aurora Eggleston have checked in for Whitehall. On the floor with Waters, Berge, and Brooklyn Hatton, who's also checked in. And before we even give a chance to give you the Granville lineup, Melanie Fisher is in for Brooklyn Sears. It is Lily Olson, Ella Olson, Mackenzie Martell, Paige Taylor, and the aforementioned Melanie Fisher on the floor. Here's Waters for three, no good from the baseline, but Brooklyn Hatton, immediate impact with the rebound. Cross-court pass, Waters thought about it, passed it up. Here's Hatton, gets the screen there from Aurora Eggleston. Here's Hatton, 14 on the shot clock. They attack the baseline. That's Aria Eggleston out to Aurora on the way for three. And Aurora Eggleston knocks down the three. It's back-to-back three-pointers for the Railroaders, and they lead by 10. Biggest lead of the ball game. Fisher on the baseline, shot no good. Gets surrounded, throws up a prayer. It's not answered. And here's Lev Berge with the rebound down court for Aurora Eggleston. Crossover dribble. Or Aria Eggleston, I beg your pardon. Here's Hatton. Finds Aurora Eggleston. Waters. Hatton in low for Berge. Kicks it out to the baseline. 4 on the shot clock. Aurora Eggleston's shot might have been partially blocked. Taylor comes away with it. Here comes Granville down 10 early second quarter. They go to Ella Olson. Turnaround jumper, no good. Lily Olson the rebound. Martell inside. Ella Olson, strong move to the bucket. That's a great move right there by Ella Olson. Got the ball, put it on the floor, attacked, and got the finish. Gotta like that right there from Ella Olson. At the other end, though, Berge couldn't get it to go, and it's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be last touched by Whitehall. It'll be Granville ball. Chloe Paddock's going to come back in and give, I believe, Lev Berge a breather. Yes, it's going to be Berge. Hot start for Levin Berge. Granville with the basketball. Lily Olson's going to bring it up. Finds Martell down court. Ella Olson, another strong move to the bucket, up off the glass and good. If they can get Ella Olson making Whitehall pay inside like that, it's going to be a different ball game here. They've cut to 6. It's a 4-0 run. Aurora Eggleston finds Paddock. It's blocked by Taylor. Waters will put it in play. Her team up by 6. Comes in to Eggleston. Jumper, no good. It was short. That was Aurora Eggleston. Here's Martell. It went out of bounds off the back of the leg of Paddock. Back into the game is going to be Marissa Eggleston replacing Mia Waters. Comes in for Olson. Olson, baseline jumper. No good. Brooklyn Hatton will let it go. And it's going to be Granville basketball. I thought it was going to be Whitehall ball, too. That's why Brooklyn Hatton didn't go after that. Martell gets it in. Olsen, nice job with the head fake. And Ella Olsen scored 6 straight here for the Golden Horde. And they've cut a 10-point deficit to 4. They've got the Eggleston trio out there now, I believe. Aurora, Aria, and Marissa. Here's Marissa Eggleston. Baseline jumper 3. She got it. The Railroaders have heated up from outside the arc here in the second quarter. And they're back up 7. 3-point shot can be so devastating because you just made a run, a 6-0 run to get it from 10 to 4, and then bang, they bang a 3 right back to 7. Lily Olsen, shot up no good. Marissa Eggleston with the rebound. Coming up on the midway point of the half. Aurora Eggleston thought about it. Here's Hatton on the way. 3, good! Brooklyn Hatton. And the Railroaders are on fire from behind the arc. I believe it's the 4th 3-pointer of the quarter, and they're back up by 10. And there's a timeout on the floor. This is high school basketball, Adirondack League girls action here on NYVT Media Sports. Brought to you by Maplewood Ice. Maplewood Ice, proudly supplying ice to our communities since 1970. 7 and 20-pound bagged packaged ice blocks and carving ice. Need extra cold storage for an event? Call Maplewood Ice about a refrigerated party trailer rental. 518-499-2345. Maplewood Ice, open daily, 9790 State Route 4 in Whitehall. Also brought to you by Skeene Valley Country Club of Whitehall. Looking to perfect your golf swing? Book a date and time online for Skeene Valley Country Club's indoor simulator at SkeeneValleyCC.com. Click the Tee Time box on the homepage and then Sim Times. Skeene Valley Country Club, 129 County Route 9A, Whitehall, New York. Call 518-499-5060. So Whitehall led by 10. Granville went on a 6-0 run to cut it to 4. Whitehall answers with their own 6-0 run. And it's back to 10. Midway through the second quarter. Loose ball. And Taylor comes out of there with it. Deep 3 for Taylor. Good! Great hustle play there from Paige Taylor. Gets after that loose ball. Defense doesn't react. Steps back. Buries the 3. Aurora Eggleston. Cross-court pass. Intercepted. Hatton knocks it away. And it's going to be Granville basketball. 3:49 to go before halftime here. Mackenzie Martell will put it in play. Olsen had it knocked away by Paddock. Martell gets it back. Olsen, cross-court pass. Fisher. Here's Lily Olsen, plenty of time. 18 on the shot clock. Horde can be patient here. Martell down low. Good defense by Paddock. Martell gets it back. Shot up no good. 8 still on the shot clock. No reset as that didn't get rimmed. 3 on the shot clock, and they turn it over. And getting it right back, though, is Martell. Down court. Wild pass might work out. Olsen, no good. Taylor, the rebound, up and good. 24-19. Here come the Horde again. My old colleague, Bob Sherlock, used to say, basketball is a game of runs, when he was coaching at Castleton State and Green Mountain College and did some color commentary with me. And he used to say, whoever has the last run or the most runs will win the game. And this game's textbook as far as that goes. Timeout on the floor. Tonight's game brought to you by the Pine Grove Motel. Pine Grove Motel of Granville, New York, with newly renovated rooms that are comfortable and cozy. Call 518-361-0488. 518-361-0488 for the Pine Grove Motel. Also brought to you by Barlow Electric Incorporated, fully insured and reasonable. Master electrician, licensed in New York and Vermont, with generator installation, residential and commercial work. Call 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric Incorporated of Granville. 2:59 to go In this opening half, it's been a seesaw, not really as far as who's ahead, seesaw battle, but Whitehall looks like they're getting ready to blow it out. Granville comes back and answers. Whitehall threatens to blow it out again. Granville has the answer again. Here's Martell. Oh, Chloe Paddock with a big block from behind. Great hustle, great defensive effort from Paddock. Mackenzie Martell is going to put it in play for Granville. 2:44 to go before halftime. They want to get it inside for Ella Olson. Jumper, no good. Rebound by Berge. 5-point lead on the basketball for Whitehall. Holman is back in the game during that timeout. Except for Hatton, it's the original starting five out there for the Railroaders. Holman straight on three. Did the merry-go-round, spun out on her. And held ball, possession arrow is going to favor the Railroaders. So it's Hatton, Paddock, Holman, Marissa Eggleston, Berge on the floor for the Railroaders out of the break. Comes in for Holman. Eggleston short corner up top. Hatton can hit that shot. Halfway down and out. Berge working hard on the glass. Wanted to kick it out. Stolen, though, by Ella Olson. Wanted to go to Martell, but Eggleston is there to steal it away. Here's Hatton. Cross court, Holman. They go inside, Berge. Wanted to go to Paddock. It was taken away there by Fisher. Fisher is a heck of a defensive player and rebounder as well. Mia Waters is going to check back in for Hatton with 1:53 to go. And this first half, 6-point lead. Here's Taylor. Fisher, no good. Ella Olson on the boards, couldn't get it to go, and the rebound by Paddock. Big chance to slice into that 5-point deficit right there. At the other end, Holman, the Euro step, and the whistle and the foul. So to the line is going to be Cheyenne Holman. The Euro step being such a effective part of the game nowadays. And it does look like a travel, but if it's performed correctly, it's not. Started to see it in the NBA level, then it started to trickle on down to where you're seeing quite a few high school kids that have developed a Euro step now. And good for Holman, 1 out of 2. 6-point ball game. We go under a minute and a half. In the half. Twice Whitehall's led by 10. Granville's had the answer both times. Whitehall plays good defense, and they're shooting it well tonight. And that makes them doubly dangerous, and Ella Olson's going to be fouled. And they're going to say she was in the act of shooting. More substitutes in the game. Aria Eggleston is back in, replacing Paddock. First foul shot's too strong. Foul was on Mia Waters, her first. Olson doesn't get the roll on that one, and Berge with the rebound, approaching a minute to play in the half. 6-point lead for the Railroaders. Here's Waters. Holman. Cross court, skipping a pass. Holman goes on the attack. The Euro step again. And it was blocked by Ella Olson. Eggleston's going to put it in play. 53.5 to go in the half. Comes in for Waters. Waters on the way for 3. No good. And Fisher has corralled the rebound. Outfighting Berge for it there. Here come the Golden Horde. Here's Martell. Martell. Lily Olson. No good. Ella Olson working on the glass. Has it taken away by Berge, but Berge traveled. 4-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Martell gets it into Fisher. Jumper from the baseline, no good. Here's Waters. And the shot clock and the game clock just about on, except for a few tenths of a seconds from each other. So Whitehall can get the last shot if they want it. But they're not going to get it. There's a steal by Fisher. Fisher to the bucket. Off the glass, no good. It's going to be Granville ball with 10.7 seconds to go. Good hustle there by Aria Eggleston. Martell will put it inbounds. Comes in to Taylor. Baseline good. So a big jumper there from Paige Taylor. Cuts it to 4. Holman's going to let it go. And it's no good. So Whitehall has twice led by 10. Both times the Golden Horde have fought back. And we go to halftime here in this big Adirondack League matchup of one-loss teams in the league. And it is Whitehall 25, Granville 21. Before you step away here for the half, please make sure that you click like on our broadcast. That'll help us tremendously. And make sure you subscribe to our page. That really helps us with our analytics and our data. So please click like that you're watching the broadcast, and please click the subscribe button, and you'll get notifications every time we go on the air with one of our high school sports broadcasts. And right now we're going to step away here at halftime. Our score, Whitehall 25, Granville 21 on MYVT Media Sports. And welcome back to Granville Central School. Keith Harrington on the play-by-play. Patrick Ward is our producer and cameraman. And we've got a good one going here in the Adirondack League, 25-21 Whitehall at halftime. Both Granville and Whitehall with one loss in league play, both losing to Lake George. And, of course, the top 4 teams in the Adirondack League play for the league championship at the end of the year. And right now, probably the 5 top teams that are in contention are these 2 teams, Whitehall and Granville, along with Corinth, who's unbeaten, Lake George, who's unbeaten in the league, Corinth's unbeaten in the league, not overall, and then Hartford, who has just the 1 loss. So it looks like those are the 5 teams fighting for 4 spots, to be quite honest. So this game's a big one. And it comes in for Claire Gould. It's Gould, Mackenzie Martell, Melanie Fisher, Ella Olson, and Paige Taylor for the Golden Horde on the floor. Here's Ella Olson, turnaround jumper, no good. And a whistle and a foul called on Granville. And it's called on Claire Gould. That's her 3rd, team's first. Nice job breaking the press. Mia Waters at the other end delivers, finishes. And it's a 6-point lead. Nice job, textbook execution right there, the press break. Cross-court pass for Gould. Gould dribbles to the baseline, pulls up. Heavy pressure by Holman. Held ball, possession arrow, favors the Railroaders. Here's Marissa Eggleston on the throw-in. Comes in for Berge. Berge almost traveled. Turned over. Steal by Gould, but Gould stepped on the sideline over there. It's going to be Whitehall ball. So, yeah, it's looking like right now those 5 are battling for the top 4 spots. Not that any other team couldn't get in. Argyle's playing good ball right now. But it's kind of shaping up to be. That's the way it's looking. Cross-court pass. Waters takes it off the dribble. Pulls up. Shot off the mark. Paddock with a good hustle play. Saves it. Cheyenne Holman. No good. Berge. No good. Berge again. No good. And it's Holman that comes down with it. Stripped away by Fisher. And they're going to come back. They got a fresh shot clock. Wise decision to reset here by the Railroaders with a 6-point lead. Into the paint, Berge kicks it out. Eggleston, 3, banks it in. The bank open. And Eggleston makes them pay. 30-21. Back to 9. They've led by as much as 10. Have the Railroaders. Taylor, Fisher. Looks inside for Ella Olson, and timeout is going to be called by Coach Keith Beatty. It's going to be a full timeout. And we'll let you know about a couple of our sponsors here. Lake Champlain Coal Company. Lake Champlain Coal Company, we make warm friends. Lake Champlain Coal Company, your local fuel supplier. Fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump. Making warm friends for 5 generations. Lake Champlain Coal Company, 2 Main Street, Whitehall, New York, 518-499-1212. Lake Champlain Coal Company, our sponsor of the Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game. Also brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years, voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. A family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. Telescope Casual Furniture of Granville, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, where we broadcast all of our sporting events from here on MYVT Media Sports. 6:16 to go. Third quarter, 9-point lead for the Railroaders. They've led twice by 10. Both times, the Horde answered, once with a 6-0 run, once with a 7-1 run. Cross-court pass for Fisher. Wanted to go back out for Martell. Marissa Eggleston broke it up. Here's Mia Waters. Waters across the timeline. Left side for Eggleston. Heavy pressure on the defense by Martell. Gould reaching in, finds Paddock. Holman, but the pass was too low for her to handle. Holman tries to go to work, blocked by Ella Olson. Claire Gould comes up with it. They pressure Gould in the backcourt. Here comes Gould. Dribbles to the right wing. Wants to go inside for Ella Olson. Kicks it out. Fisher. Mackenzie Martell. Fisher's going to let it go. 3, no good. And foul on the rebound is going to be on, I believe, Olson. It's not. If that's right on the scoreboard, it's going to be on Claire Gould, which is her 4th. Holman, beautiful pass. Mia Waters got it to go. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Railroaders at 11. And they've still got Claire Gould on the floor. Not sure if Coach Beatty's aware that she's got 4 fouls. Here's Waters, cross court. Eggleston, 3, no good. Rebound by Fisher. Fisher. Mackenzie Martell runs that down. 5 minutes to go. In this third quarter, 11-point lead for the Railroaders, their biggest lead of the game. And Granville's going to turn it over. They wanted to go down low for Ella Olson. Eggleston thought about going deep, now goes to Waters. Cross-court pass for Paddock. Paddock spins and traveled. I think they might have just told Coach Beatty that Gould has 4, and that's going to get Brooklyn Sears off the bench. Here's Martell. 3 ball on the way, too strong from Taylor. Fisher, though, with the rebound. They wanted to go inside, but it's intercepted by Waters. Here's Mia Waters. Wanted to go to Holman, but it was knocked away by Fisher, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Whitehall ball. And here comes Brooklyn Sears in, replacing Claire Gould with those 4 fouls. Eggleston put it in play. Wanted to come into Berge. Holman ended up with it. Scoop shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. Lots of contact, letting them play. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Mia Waters. Extended the forearm there on that spin dribble, evidently. Almost to the midway point of the third quarter, 11-point lead for the Railroaders. Patrick and I were talking during timeout, during halftime, I should say, and there's another call at the other end for a forearm. This one's going to be on Ella Olson, her 2nd. We were saying Coach Hunt was probably not happy that they gave up 21 points in the first half. He likes them to be in the single digits and double digits in the teens if he can. But they have not given up a point so far here in the third. Held ball, possession arrow favors Granville. 3:47 to go in the quarter number 3. Taylor with a screen from Martell. Martell cross-court pass intercepted by Berge. Here comes Marissa Eggleston down court. Waters layup no good. Ella Olson the rebound. Here's Martell. Gets a screen from Sears. Kicks it out. Sears. And it's going to be right in the hands there of Eggleston. And Coach Hunt wants them to run some offense here with this 11-point lead. Here's Waters. Baseline. Eggleston, little toss and catch inside for Paddock. Down low. Berge up and good. And Keith Beatty is going to take a timeout. And it's going to be a full timeout. 2:57 to go. Third quarter, a 13-point lead, biggest lead of the ball game for the Railroaders. This is Adirondack League High School Basketball on NYVT Media Sports. Brought to you by Scarlotta's Car Hop. Call 518-642-2445 for Scarlotta's Car Hop. 45 Quaker Street in Granville, New York, serving breakfast and lunch until spring. Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. Come in or call in your order for pickup. Call 518-642-2445 for Scarlotta's Car Hop, 45 Quaker Street in Granville. Also by Fred's Granville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, dedicated to the unique community that they've served since 2015. In the Big Lots Plaza, call 518-642-3733 for Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville. 2:57 to go, third quarter, a 34-21 lead, biggest lead of the ball game here for the Railroaders. They twice led by 10. And we'll see if Granville's got another comeback run in them. Lily Olson has joined the lineup here. Right there, that's Olson, 23, handling the ball. Here's Martell. Fisher goes down low. Olson back out for Paige Taylor. Baseline jumper. No good from Lily Olson. Good box out, good rebound by Levin Berge. Down court, finds Waters. Layup won't go. Here's Fisher. Fisher brings it up across the timeline. Inside, Ella Olson. Nice turnaround jumper off the glass. Beautiful move right there from Ella Olson. And she cuts it to 11, but a lot of work to do as Aria Eggleston and Brooklyn Hatton get up off the Whitehall bench and go to the scorer's table. Here's Waters. Good ball movement here by Whitehall. In the corner, Eggleston left alone. Three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Taylor. Chance to get to single digits here for the Golden Horde. Here's Martell, blocked by Paddock. And it was last touch. It went back off of Martell after it was blocked by Paddock. And it's going to be Whitehall ball. Waters and Paddock will go out with Brooklyn Hatton and Aria Eggleston checking in. With a minute 48 to go, third quarter. 11-point lead for the Railroaders in this crucial Adirondack League girls basketball matchup. Both teams wanting to stay a game back of Corinth and Lake George. Both have played Lake George. Elbow jumper, good! Aria Eggleston knocks down the elbow jumper. And it's a 13-point game again at 36-23. Mackenzie Martell up top. Taylor. Here's Olson. Turnaround jumper, no good. Ella Olson. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Aria Eggleston. Mackenzie Martell will trigger it inbounds with a minute 8 to go in the third quarter. Comes in for Taylor. Martell thought about it. Taylor, a deep three, no good. Good hustle by Mackenzie Martell to run that down. Wanted to go inside, I think, for Olson. Intercepted by Berge. Holman finds Eggleston. Now Cheyenne Holman. Brooklyn Hatton. Right elbow. Nice high-low action. Aria Eggleston couldn't get it to go. Good-looking high-low action, though, executed by the Railroaders. Down low. Ella Olson, little pump fake, couldn't get it to go. The rebound by Berge. She's got a ton of boards tonight. Shot clock is off. Railroaders could get the last shot. They go down court for Aria Eggleston, and she gets the layup up and good. Good feed there by her cousin, Marissa Eggleston. That's the biggest lead of the game at 15. And now a turnover. 7 seconds to go. They got to push it. 3 to go. Berge blocked by Fisher. Nice block there by Melanie Fisher. And that's going to end the third quarter, but Whitehall cranking up that defense, only giving up 2 points in the quarter. And they lead it by 15, 38-23 at the end of 3 here on NYVT Media Sports. Tonight's game brought to you by Maplewood Ice. Maplewood Ice, proudly supplying ice to our community since 1970. 7 and 20-pound bagged cubes, packaged ice blocks, and carving ice. Need extra cold storage for an event? Call Maplewood Ice about a refrigerator party trailer rental. Call 518-499-2345 for Maplewood Ice. Open daily at 9790 State Route 4, Whitehall, New York. That's Maplewood Ice. Tonight's game also brought to you by Skeene Valley Country Club. Skeene Valley Country Club, looking to perfect your golf swing? Book a date and time online for Skeene Valley Country Club's indoor simulator. SkeneValleyCC.com. Click the Tee Time box on the home page, and then Sim Times. Skeene Valley Country Club, 129 County Route 9A, Whitehall, New York. Call 518-499-5060. Fourth quarter underway here. A 15-point lead for the Railroaders of Whitehall. Aurora Eggleston with the basketball on the floor with Cheyenne Holman, Lev Berge, Brooklyn Hatton, and Aria Eggleston for the Railroaders. Fisher, Ella Olson, Lily Olson, Paige Taylor, and Mackenzie Martell on the court for Granville to start the fourth. A lot of work to do for the Golden Horde, down 15, and traveling violation called here. So Whitehall with the basketball just underway, fourth quarter. Brought up here by Aurora Eggleston. Hatton's going to let it go from the elbow, no good. Aurora Eggleston chases it down, finds Holman. Inside, Berge got caught underneath the backboard, but gets it back. Here's Hatton, has it stripped away by Mackenzie Martell, but gets it back. Here's Berge. Into the lane, short jumper by Hatton, no good. Rebound pulled down by Paige Taylor. Minute gone here, fourth quarter, 15-point lead for the Railroaders. Here's a turnover. Holman spins into traffic, loses it. Shot up and good from Aria Eggleston. Eggleston here with 6 points in the second half and 17-point ball game. Here's Martell. Dribbles to the baseline, tries the cross-court pass, intercepted by Berge. Here comes Berge. Finds Hatton, back to Berge. Looks like Ella Olson got a piece of that one from behind. Outlet pass out to Martell. Martell, the runner, too strong. And it's Aurora Eggleston with the rebound, and Coach Hunt says, relax. We got the lead, we got the clock, a lot of mileage out of that baseline move from Aria Eggleston, and they're going to call the travel. Substitutions here for Granville. Martell goes out, Lily Olson goes out. And coming in is going to be Ellis for the first time tonight. Elsie Ellis, the 8th grader. Here's Taylor. Up, count it, and the foul. Claire Gould also checking back in for the Golden Horde. And the foul is charged to Lev Berge, her second, team's first in the fourth quarter. Taylor had a rim out on her. Rebound pulled down by Aria Eggleston. And it's going to be Whitehall ball as that went off of Claire Gould. And Boyd Hunt's going to talk it over with his club. With 5:56 to go in the ball game. And tonight's game brought to you by Pine Grove Motel. Looking over at producer Patrick, making sure I got the right commercial coming on here. Pine Grove Motel, newly renovated rooms. They're comfortable and cozy. Located in Granville, New York, 518-361-0488. That's the Pine Grove Motel of Granville. Also by Barlow Electric Company. Barlow Electric Incorporated, fully insured and reasonable. Master electrician, licensed in New York and Vermont. Generator installation, residential and commercial work. Call 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric Incorporated of Granville. 5:56 to go, a 15-point lead for the Railroaders. They've led by as much as 17. They try to get it in for Berge, but it's intercepted by Fisher. Here's Paige Taylor. Taylor brings it up on the wing now for Ellis. Down low, Olsen squares up. Shot too strong, battle for the rebound, and Aria Eggleston has it, finds Aurora Eggleston. Here comes Aurora, and she's going to pull it out and run the offense here. Aurora Eggleston between the circles, finds Hatton. Hatton to Berge, nice high low, beautiful work. Beautiful pass by Lev Berge, and beautiful finish there from Aria Eggleston. And it's back to 17, 42-25. As well as the Railroaders defend, as we have a whistle and a foul. If that's on Claire Gould, that's her 5th. It says it was on number 2, but they have it up there as 1 foul on the scoreboard. She just had 4. It's good work if you can get it to go backwards. Keith Beatty is looking down at the scores table. Possession arrow here is going to favor Granville. It's going to be Ellis that'll put it in play. Comes in for Fisher, has it taken away by Aria Eggleston. Little crossover dribble there. A lot of contact. Here comes Granville. Fisher down low for Taylor. Taylor spins, count it in the bucket. Taylor's a good shooter, but I'd like to see him do more. They've gone to the post with her a couple times tonight, and both times it's been successful. I'd like to see him use her more down there in the post. She's effective down there. Gets the 3-point play. 42-28, back to a 14-point game, but Granville running out of time with under 5 minutes to play here. Here's Hatton. Aurora Eggleston. Waters, who's checked back in. Cross court, they throw it away. So we'll see if the Golden Horde have a run in them. Here's Taylor. Inside. Olsen, nice pass out for Fisher. Partially blocked there by Aria Eggleston, and Paddock starts to dribble out with it, and a whistle and a foul. Foul is on Fisher, her second, team's first of the quarter. Here's Aurora Eggleston. High post, Paddock, back door for Aria Eggleston, but pass just a little bit too far out in front. Couldn't haul it in, but real good looking pass. Aria and Aurora, they're athletes. They're quick, and they're tough to defend. And they understand how to play. Part of an undefeated JV team a year ago, Hatton as well. And that's why that foul it was on 2 for Whitehall before. That's why it wasn't Gould's 5th. It was the second. It was the first on Aurora Eggleston, now her second. I got confused with the scoreboard there. Lob it in for Olsen. Back door, Taylor up and good. I like it when they put Taylor down inside. Like I said, she's effective. And we know she can shoot it outside as well. 12-point game. Nia Waters, cross court. Hatton thought about it, goes down low. Paddock, blocked by Olsen. Here come the Horde. 3-pointer, put it back to single digits with 3:40 to go. Here's Fisher. Fisher down low. Olsen, beautiful spin. Couldn't get the shot to go, but it was a real nice move by Ella Olsen. Down court. Aria Eggleston lost the footing. Hatton with the rebound. They're going to run it. They got a new shot clock. They're going to run some clock. Waters. Fisher ties up Aria Eggleston. Lev Berge's going to check back in along with Marissa Eggleston, replacing Aria and Aurora Eggleston. There's going to be a timeout called on the floor with 3:15 to go in the ball game. It's a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game brought to you by Lake Champlain Coal Company. We make warm friends. Lake Champlain Coal Company, your local fuel dealer. Fuel oil, propane, kerosene at the pump. Making warm friends for 5 generations. Lake Champlain Coal Company, 2 Main Street, Whitehall, New York. Call 518-499-1212 for Lake Champlain Coal Company. We make warm friends. Lake Champlain Coal Company is the sponsor of our Lake Champlain Coal Company Player of the Game. And with 3:15 to go, we'll be announcing that somewhere before the end of regulation. I've got it in my head who I think it's going to be, unless something drastically changes between now and then. I will not announce it, though, quite yet. Eggleston in for Waters. Waters baseline. Jumper no good. Berge on the offensive glass. Fresh shot clock for the Railroaders. Here's Hatton. And it's deflected away by Taylor. 3:04 to go. 12-point game. 17, I think, was the biggest lead. Comes in, Hatton, baseline, good! That's a 3 from Brooklyn Hatton. And it's a 15-point ball game. Interesting that there's a travel here. I didn't see the official right on top of the play signal at all, but the trail official called that a 3-pointer, had a good look at it. Hatton, I think, being a sophomore, along with the Eggleston twins, Whitehall's going to lose 5 starters off this team, but those 3 are going to be a pretty good nucleus to build around. And I think she's going to end up being a big-time scorer once she's got a larger role. Here's Eggleston. Stolen away by by Taylor. Taylor finds Martell, and Mia Waters will follow Martell. And Cheyenne Holman's going to come back in, replacing Hatton. 2:29 to go, 15-point ball game. At the line will be Mackenzie Martell. And short on the first one for Martell. Second one is good. 1 out of 2 for Mackenzie Martell. Got a young fan down here in front with a Knicks hoodie on. Got to like that. Big Knicks fan. They start a West Coast trip tonight against the Phoenix Suns. 9 o'clock tip. I should be home for that one. Here's Holman. Thought about it. Puts it on the floor. Cheyenne, the scoop shot. No good, but taps it out. To Claire Gould. Here's Gould. Team down 14, 2 minutes to play. And Mia Waters just reaches in and ties her up. And it's going to be Whitehall ball on the possession arrow. And now a timeout called here by Granville. 2:04 to go. 14-point lead for the Railroaders at 45-31. And going to check out, got some more great action coming your way here on NYVT Media Sports. And let's see what we've got coming up here on our schedule. Next week, I believe we take a stroll down to Ravenna Selkirk. Got the schedule right here if I don't drop everything on everybody's heads down below us between now and then. Yeah, next week, Tuesday night, we're back in action as we have Voorheesville at Ravenna Selkirk. That's a 5:30 tip-off, Patrick. So we're going to have to be on the road early that night. And then we are back here on the 16th on Friday night, a rematch of a game we had a couple of weeks ago in the Granville American Legion tournament. Fort Ann at Granville and Adirondack League boys action. And that's a rematch, as I said, of a game from a couple of weeks ago, with Fort Ann coming away with, I think it was like a 10-point win in that one. But Granville's been playing better since then. Fort Ann's on a roll since then. They've won 4 in a row. So that should be a really good matchup. That is next week. Ravenna versus Voorheesville girls, and then Fort Ann Granville boys. Here's Holman. Finds Paddock. Fresh shot clock, so they can run a lot of clock here, the Railroaders, as we go under 2 minutes to play. They wanted to go screen and roll there. Eggleston and Berge. Still got 13 to shoot. Ooh, taken away by Fisher. Fisher, always a very aggressive player on the boards and defensively. Taylor. Martell. Granville doesn't have time to waste here, down 14. Claire Gould, three-pointer, no good. And it's going to be Whitehall ball. So 1:26 to go. The Railroaders with the 14-point lead. Chance to run more clock. Was intended for Berge. Here's Paddock. And stolen away by Taylor. Great defensive play there by Paige Taylor. Backdoor cut for Gould. They wanted to go right back to Taylor, but it's taken away by Mia Waters. And Boyd Hunt says, let's slow it down, run some clock here. We approach 1 minute to play in this one. Third quarter was the difference, as the Railroaders held Granville to 2 points in that quarter, and were able to pull away. 15 on the shot clock, 57.4 on the game clock. Eggleston will put it in play. It's Marissa Eggleston. They run the screener play. Holman lost the handle, and here's Taylor. Taylor finds Gould, and a whistle and a foul. And Whitehall is over the limit, so it's going to be a shooting foul for Claire Gould. Gould's going to go to the line here for 2. And first one's no good. Second one is good. 1 out of 2 for Claire Gould. 13-point ball game, 46.2 seconds to go. Heavy pressure here from the Golden Horde. Eggleston's going to throw it deep for Paddock. And Paddock gets it across the timeline. Now they can run some clock. Here's Mia Waters. Waters dribbles to the baseline. Wanted to go inside for Berge. Knocked away by Fisher. 35 on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. Eggleston will throw it in. Comes in on the baseline. Waters thought about it, but makes the good decision to pull it back out and run clock. Getting pressure from Martell. And a whistle and a foul on Mackenzie Martell, but that's only the second team foul of the quarter on Granville. So still 3 to give for the Golden Horde, which is probably going to be irrelevant now. 27.1 to go. Shot clock is off. They can run the clock out from here. Paddock, though, lost the handle. It's going to be last touched by Chloe Paddock. It's going to be Granville basketball. 25 seconds left. 13-point lead for the Railroaders. Here's Mackenzie Martell. Claire Gould down low. Ella Olson. Good ball movement by the Horde. Martell, 3, no good. Berge with the rebound, and that's going to do it. And it's only appropriate that Levin Berge pulls down that rebound, because Levin Berge is going to be our Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game. So congratulations to Levin Berge of Whitehall. Just a strong overall effort. Got them off to the quick start with those buckets inside in the paint, and didn't have as many points, I don't think, in the second half, but just did so many good things. Controlled the boards, had to defend Ella Olson most of the night. Just a great overall effort. Our Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game is Levin Berge of Whitehall. They win it by a score of 45-32. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Telescope Furniture of Granville, also by Scarlatta's Car Hop of Granville, Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville, Maplewood Ice of Whitehall, Skein Valley Country Club. Of Whitehall, Pine Grove Motel. Of Granville, Barlow Electric Company. Of Granville, and Lake Champlain Coal Company of Granville. They make warm friends, and our Lake Champlain Coal Company player of the game for tonight is Levenbergy for the Whitehall Railroaders. They win it by a score of 45-32. They hand Granville their 4th straight loss and 2nd loss in the league. Don't forget to join us next week on Tuesday night. Girls basketball, the Blackbirds of Voorheesville, and the Ravens of Ravenna, Queen, and Selkirk. Will have that one live from Ravenna next week, right here on MYVT Media Sports. For Patrick Ward, our producer and cameraman, I'm Keith Harrington saying thanks for joining us. So long from Whitehall. This has been a production of MYVT Media Sports.